And now it's time for our regular arts and culture segment with Michelle Kim. Today, she'd like to introduce us to a legendary choreographer who's had a career that spanned 60 years. Hello, Michelle.
Hello, Kanyang.
So it's been a while since we last saw you.
It has.
It's good to have you back. Now,
I'm glad to be back.
Who is this choreographer that you're talking about?
Well, her name is Professor Lee Sun-ok, and she's the creator of Zen dance, or Sunmu in Korean, and it's a dance that mixes meditation and dance. So follow me through the short clip of the performance and an in-depth interview I had with herself. Meditation and dance meet in this performance by Professor Lee Sun-ok, who is celebrating the 40th anniversary of the dance genre she created with this performance at the National Kugak Center. Before the performance, Professor Lee sat down with Arirang TV for a short interview about her commitment to meditation, her life in dance, and the intersection of the two. So what is Sunmu, the Zen dance?
Zen dance, meaning word itself. Zen means meditation, dance means dance, so it's a dance meditation.
And I hear that you are the creator of this Zen dance. What influenced you to create this movement?
Well, I was practicing meditation, formal sitting meditation, and it was rather difficult for me for sitting, all day long. So I asked the Zen master, is there any other way you can meditate, not just sitting and squatting down? He said, yes, sure. You could do a moving meditation. I said, what is moving meditation? He said, well, when you're moving fast, when you're sleeping, when you're sitting, your mind's still working, right? So if you can perceive your mind, source of your mind, then that is moving meditation. So then I said, oh, then I could do that while I'm dancing. He said, sure, why not? So this is an idea that I developed, dance meditation, because my profession was a dance. So I developed from sitting meditation to moving meditation into dance meditation. Well, I didn't plan anything. I was doing every year, and actually my career of dancing is about 60 years. And out of 60 years, last 40 years, I've been devoted to creating Zen dance. And one of my students said, well, this is your 40 years of Zen dance creation. Why don't you have a big celebration? I said, oh, well, I have been doing this all the time, so why bother? But they said, you better do it. So one of my students really made it happen.
So we just talked about these paintings actually just a little while ago, and these are the paintings of late Lee Hang-sun. And so what made you want to collaborate his artworks with your dance moves?
Well, 1986, when I was performing in Paris, this was different performance in choreography. It's called Lotus 2, Lotus 1 actually. And then Lady Hang-sung was residing in Paris, and he came to see my concert every single day. I've noticed one man sitting there, he was rather old, the gray hair and everything, and he watched every day, and I couldn't believe it. And the last day he came and said, I want to invite you for dinner and parties. I said, sure. So my company went to his house, he made a bulgogi party and so on. But he said, well, I want to do that, also painting, because the previous painting was the Buddhist monk was doing a Bodhidharma and Hansan Stuk and things like that on stage actually. The whole stage was paper, and he was painting and then also painted on our body. But he said, I'm so old, I cannot do it, but I can do painting for you as part of your dance. So he came to New York, and he created this enormous painting. Then I was so impressed, I was going to dance, so I turned the music on, but the fabric didn't look right. So I said, well, I cannot, make a costume for this. He said, well, here, you use this. He gave me a roll of rice paper, and I said, yeah, the different color of Korean rice paper, hanji. And so I just put it together and I danced, and it was perfect. And I realized using the paper, rice paper, it gives you freedom. That it's not just costume you cannot rip off, but this you can rip, you can paint on. Also it goes with the theme of Zen dance is a detachment from the earthly life, which when you are dead, the process is that you first take out all your liquid from your body, then you put the white makeup, then you wrap with the rice paper, and then you put a cloth, and then you bury. Also, I study fashion design at FIT in New York, so I just drape it and I cut it and I sew it, and it just looked fine. So ever since then, I created paper costume for Zen dance. Well, I've been teaching all over, in Paris, in Germany, Italy, and I have students all over. Two students of mine, I was teaching at Singapore Nanyang Academy of Fine Arts, and those two dancers carrying my technique, and a few are also doing it. In Italy, he's actually film director, and he's also teaching, so that a few are still teaching. It's my religion, it's my life, it's me. So I don't see anything else that matters except my dancing, my art, and my daughter. So those are my boundaries. Yeah.
Michelle, I'm going to come clean to you. I have no idea what this is, or I had no idea before watching this clip, but you know, something about this Zen dance is very mesmerizing. And I think meditation and dance are two things that really, that would go together, well together, especially now that I hear, you know, how yoga is often used as a kind of moving meditation, and many of the movements in yoga are also used in dance. And it's just impressive how she puts together everything and collaborates it with dance to make this unique kind of meditation.
That's exactly the point. As you've seen from the clip, some of the dance moves actually look like some yoga poses, and it does require a lot of concentration in your core to stand on one leg and then just do these splits and all these dance moves in the upper part of your body while standing on one leg. So it's extremely difficult. Just because it's slow and it has less movements than other dance routines, it doesn't mean it's not as hard or even harder. It's actually, it looks even harder. So actually, while I was actually looking at the show, I was wondering to myself, maybe I could try this at home as an exercise. And I actually talked to her about it, and she said, yeah, for non-dancers, this would be a great way to exercise for a diet and a healthier lifestyle.
And in the clip, I think I saw a painting. They were doing some kind of painting while they were doing the yoga movement, while they were meditating, while there was music playing. So it's really a unique blend of everything, all forms of art. It was very interesting. How was the show itself?
Well, actually, that was my favorite part of the show. The whole the costume, as she told us, is made out of hanjis, which is able to be ripped and drawn on and painted on. So they use that material to its fullest and put ink and just started scribbling on the costume, and it was amazing. It's a very slow tempoed performance, but they never stay still. They do a lot. There's a lot going on, so you're never bored while watching the show.
Well, definitely very, very interesting, and something that we have never really seen before. So it was a very unique experience. Well, thank you, Michelle, for that. And I know that you won't be with us next week. You're taking some time off, and our Park Ji-won will be replacing you, our cultural correspondent, for that time.
That's right.
You'll be missed, and I'll see you the week after.
Yep, I'll be back in 2 weeks.